What's up, folks? Welcome to another edition of Critical Screen.
Critical Screen.
It's a show, a newer show.
It's definitely not a podcast.
It's a show where we run you through some of the greatest films of all time. This is our second episode. The first one was mildly well received. We reviewed episode 1, Star Wars. Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And a lot of you wrote in saying that you didn't think that movie was one of the greatest movies of all time, and I don't know that. You know what I mean?
Agree to disagree.
Okay. So we're gonna try another one today. Another beloved classic. Beloved.
People just rave about this movie.
Is it beloved, or does it not matter?
Yes.
Good. Another beloved classic. Star Wars Episode 2, the best subtitle in history.
Oh, it's the best, actually. I love it.
Attack of the Clones, baby.
First, let's talk about that title. Like, I love it, but it's so dumb, and it wouldn't be so dumb if it didn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't connect to anything.
The clones
Clones aren't attacking anyone.
They do.
They're defending.
Like under the
it should
command.
be defense of the clones.
It should be like, thank God for the fucking clones in this.
Thank God Sifo Dyas created these clones for us. Like, that's what it should have been called.
It should have been like gift of the clones.
Like, I get what he was going for, because like George Lucas is
foreshadowing in there.
Well, like, he's so like obsessed with like old sci-fi serials. Like Attack of the Clones just sounds like an old sci-fi serial. Yeah, but it would be nice if it made sense. And
you could see it written in like super bold yellow, like Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones coming this October. Like, but it doesn't match the tone, the theme, or the story. So it's just like, what is this, George?
Yeah, it's the word. Like, you know what's funny is, episode 1 is far and away my least favorite Star Wars movie, but I think might have the coolest title.
Yeah, Phantom Menace is
such
cool as hell.
Do you remember the Phantom Menace? Is it Darth Maul? Is it Darth Sidious? It's like, it's such a cool. It's actually a really layered and not obvious thing. Yeah. And then this movie is just so. It's just like, Attack of the Clones. It's just like.
Well, back when it came out, that name definitely raised questions. So if that's what he wanted to do, good job. Because I remember when it came out, everyone was just like, Attack of the Clone. Because we all knew about the Clone War. You know,
yeah,
they talked about it a little bit in episode 4.
Not really canon, or was it canon? I guess it was.
Yeah, it was canon because Obi-Wan mentions it in episode 4. Like,
that's right.
He talks about he talks about fighting with Luke's father, and he's like, "You fought in the Clone Wars." And I remember as a kid, there was 2 things that I was always obsessed with lore-wise. Was what the heck were the Clone Wars? And like, we always heard about that fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Obi-Wan and Anakin in the volcano.
On the volcano. Like, I remember always hearing about that. So it was just like, oh my gosh, Clone Wars. Oh my gosh, Clone Wars. Oh my gosh, Clone Wars. And then this is what we got.
I fought with your father in the Clone Wars.
We didn't even get the Clone Wars. We had to wait till the TV show came out, which I still haven't watched.
I'm watching. You and me are really bad Star Wars fans, because we've consumed all of these movies like multiple times.
Oh, so many times.
I have yet to fucking watch just like the standard television series, which is actually better than most of the prequels.
I've watched a lot of the first season.
I'm trying
tonally,
to. Disney Plus is making it easier.
Around. Yeah, they are. Like, I remember tonally, it sweeps around. Like, one episode is real, like, you know.
Yeah,
like,
the first season.
Next episode is like.
The first season's really weird. It's very, like you said, it's very on or off. Like, it's like one episode's amazing and super cool, and then the next one's just Jar Jar and Padme like fucking around. Like, and you're like, what? I don't want to watch this. Anyways, so
we're not talking about the show.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Anything we talk about in this, it doesn't take into reference the show, because I haven't seen it. You haven't seen a lot of it.
Right.
So we might get some things wrong. We're just taking stuff off.
You might be like, that guy.
That was explained in season 3, episode 6, idiot. Look, man.
Yeah, look, we're talking purely numbered canonical movies. Okay, so all your little nerds out there who like cartoons, fucking nerdos. So anyways, this movie opens up with the ship, the Amidala ship,
Yes.
flying to Coruscant.
I love those things.
And that's what they're called, the Amidala ships. Amidala. And it goes to Coruscant, and it lands, and it's all blah, blah, blah. And then you get a little bit of twisty twist.
Yeah. Well, first of all, like, this is actually one of the only, like, scrolls, the little things, that actually, like, I don't know. I've never actually, I sat down and, like, really read the little intro scroll.
When I was a kid, yeah, there was some stuff, like, after, like, the time I saw Return of the Jedi for, like, the 50th time, there was stuff in that scroll that I was like, I never actually read this. As a kid, I was like, I don't want to read words.
But, like, reading Attack of the Clones, like, it's, like, it came to me that, like, okay, like, it's been 10 years since, and there's, like, mistrust in the Republic has begun, and there's, like, the separatist movement that's begun by this Count Dooku. And it just popped in my head, like, Padme is in a way responsible for the separatist movement, which, I mean, she was manipulated by Palpatine. So it was like Palpatine again is just like playing this long game. Like, he sets up Padme. He's like, hey, Padme, you should really question the Chancellor, and then that's just puts a seed of mistrust, and then eventually, like, more and more. Like, I think in the scroll, it's like thousands of systems have fallen from the Republic. Like, it's like, it's a big deal. Yeah, I never really noticed that in the scroll. I want to say scroll. What the hell's wrong with me? Scroll.
The scroll.
But that was interesting. It's an interesting little, like, oh wow, things are not doing very well.
Not doing so hot.
Yeah, they're on the cool silver ship.
Yeah, that is a good ship.
I love all the Naboo, like, chrome ships.
I like the Naboo Starfighter, but the chrome is dope.
They're so
chrome is.
They're so cool.
So we land and we get a twisty twist where you have Amidala walking out and she blows up, and you're like, fuck. You're like, that was the first Star Wars that opened with that kind of, like, you're like almost like a Force Awakens kind of, like, whoa, shit. Like, they just right out the gate, like,
yeah, immediately the ship is blown up, and then, oh no, that was her body double.
And then she's like, oh.
This is one of my favorite parts in the prequels, when her body double is lying on the ground dying, and Padme is, like, sad, you know, because she's a human being, but, like, her decoy is like, I failed you. It's like, no, you didn't.
You did the exact. You were literally doing the thing that you were hired to do.
I love that scene. She's like, I'm sorry, I failed, and it's just like, you're a bad decoy.
You did a good job. You did
a really good job.
You were the decoy, and you got killed instead of her. That's, like, the whole point.
That's your job, man. Good job.
Yeah, good job. So then, she dies. They're sad, and then they're like, fuck.
And they have, like, it turns out that Padme was, like, in the pilot gear next to Cool Eye Patch Guy. I don't know his name, but I love Cool Eye Patch Guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Cool Eye Patch Guy's cool.
He's just cool. I'm like, you know what? We don't have in Star Wars guys with eye patches.
What's Organa's name? The guy.
The actor?
No, just his name, like his first name in the movie. I can never remember.
Bail.
Yeah, like Leia's eventual father. Yeah.
Bail Organa.
Bail?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Bail.
Like Bail, like the devil? Like Bail, the demon?
Well, more like Christian Bale.
Okay.
Like the devil.
He's also kind of the devil. I don't know. He's an American Psycho. So then after that happens, there's a lot of, like, the tensions go up, and she's freaking out about her. You have Anakin and Obi-Wan at her apartment, right? Isn't that what we got to?
Yeah. The next scene is her, Palpatine, and Mason Yoda all talking about which.
Oh, that's right. They're at the council, or kind of.
I think they're in Palpatine's office, and and then Palpatine is like,
come into my office.
Yeah, he's just like, the thought of losing you is unbearable. It's like, well,
yeah,
he's not really lying again.
No, I do, because I
integral. She's integral to his plan, though. Losing her would be unbearable because she's integral to everything, you know.
I don't think Palpatine is a completely emotionless being. I think that he actually does really mean what he says there too. What I think he like legitimately does care for her to a point. He's not willing to like sacrifice his whole long game for her or anything like
I
that.
don't.
Like I think he does see that she's like a good person, and he's kind of like.
I think if Palpatine ever softened up to anyone, it was Anakin, just for a little bit. But no, I don't trust Palpatine. I mean, he was willing to sacrifice
Really,
how many people to like just
you don't trust him?
turn into
Just
power
wait until the next movie or two.
he just seems something seems off about him. I don't know.
I don't know. He's not even in 4 though. He's just like not there.
he just I'm out.
So then we're at the apartment, and she and Anakin's super freaked out, and she's kind of like, I
love the elevator ride up before they meet. Like, I don't know. I just love that scene because like Anakin's just freaking the hell out. He's like, I haven't seen her in 10 years. No, Obi-Wan's just like,
calm down,
young one. I just love like I don't know, like their chemistry isn't perfect in the movie, but I like their chemistry in the movie.
It's not terrible.
It's almost like they're going for like a buddy cop kind of like
like that's old wise, that's why I like
kind of thing.
That's why to me 2 and 3 feel so much more of like better movies than 1, is just because Anakin and Obi-Wan do have this back and forth. Whether or not it works all the time, it didn't work at all. There was none of it in the first movie. Like little kid is just not that. He's a chemist. He's a charisma black hole. Whereas at least Hayden Christensen has something.
I like Hayden Christensen. I thought he did a decent enough job for like. I don't know.
That's a shame. No, I'm just kidding. It's a little far fetched in my opinion, but we'll get around to that. So he's pacing around and he's like, I'm so scared. You could have died. And then Obi-Wan's like, be chill, bro. And then we just, they haven't seen each other, so it's kind of awkward.
Yeah, Anakin is a weirdo.
Okay, let's talk about chemistry. So Obi-Wan and Anakin have a little bit like of chemistry, decent chemistry, but Anakin and Padme have like almost none.
0, which
is like
it's a real shame because like that's of any duo that should have chemistry in this movie, because half the movie is them discovering their love. Like it should be.
I wouldn't say half the movie, but
like a third. It felt like half.
It's literally like 15 to 20 minutes probably.
I'm not talking about just the romance scenes on Naboo. I'm talking about like Anakin's whole arc for half
his whole arc.
Is him like chasing out that booty, and it's just like it doesn't like.
Would you call it a nabooty?
But anyway, Jar Jar is back.
Yes, he is,
and of course, George took everyone's advice, and they're like, tone down on the Jar Jar.
Yeah, and he did.
So
and that's another thing. I think in fucking general, like if someone they're arguing that episode 1 is better than episode 2, all you have to do is say the little kid is better, and he's a grown person, and he's at least like you can stomach him. And then Jar Jar's not like he is part of the main plot, but he's not.
Yeah, he's more of like a like.
He's just an advisor.
Yeah, he's an advisor that he has an important role to play in a plot.
He has an important role in the plot, but he's very like
he's almost a non-character. He could have been another character altogether.
Yeah, they could have been like, this is Zorp the short bear, and he's like, I'm Zorp the short bear. I like that. That's my favorite Star Wars character.
Classic character.
Zorp the short bear. So
and then like I don't know, like creepo. The whole freaking movie is such a creepo. Padme's just like, Anakin.
Yeah, he's like, I don't think any. And then they're like, okay,
for senator.
And they're like, okay, you go to sleep. We'll stand guard. We're Jedis. We're better than everybody. And then, of course, I actually really like this whole sequence a lot. So you have the assassin. She's asleep at night. You have the assassin cut the hole in the window.
I love that whole like plot to use Padme as a bait was all Padme's idea.
Yeah.
Which like Obi-Wan's just like, you're using her as bait, and he's like, it was her idea. It's like, duh, it was her idea because she actually has balls. Like,
yeah,
like she's so ballsy. Like,
dude. I
Anakin's just
mean, like, I am a straight man, but I would lick her balls. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk more about that, or?
Well, I'd like to talk about centipede assassins.
So centipede. So an assassin puts an assassin centipede in the room.
I love those centipede assassins. I don't know why. It's just like.
No, it's honestly really cool. It's just a cool idea for a sci-fi movie to have a fucking giant like bug that can kill people, and that's the way. Because it's also like something that it wouldn't be traced back to anybody. It's just like, oh well, she got bit by this fucking poison.
It's a very
how did that thing get here? And it's like, well, I don't know. But
it's a very like, what's the term? Like, it's a very like, non-technological way to assassinate someone. I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure like ancient assassins on Earth used to just like throw poisonous insects on people while they were sleeping, and they get bit and died. Like that's such like a snake or a black widow or something. Like it just seems like a pretty easy way to kill someone without having any fingers.
Because Cleopatra, you know, she got bit by the asp, but like most people think she was like assassinated by, you know, someone who like purposefully did that. So like you said, it's kind of an old world kind of a technique, which is I think really nice because they, I don't know, it's just a cool
in this high tech setting with Coruscant giant.
I like that it wasn't just like a dude who like opened the thing and like tried to shoot a fucking little laser thing at her. So this the little centipede crawls around for like too long, probably.
Probably
too long. It feels inefficient at that point.
But while it's crying along, you do get some cool dialogue with Obi-Wan and Anakin about like how Obi-Wan just doesn't trust any politician, and I don't know. I like that stuff. Like I like Obi-Wan, so like I like any kind of fleshing out of Obi-Wan. Like I love that he's afraid of flying. I love that he doesn't trust any politician. Like I don't know, he gets really cool in this movie. And it's just like, yes, Obi-Wan.
Yeah, yes. I feel like too. Yeah, this is finally Obi-Wan coming into his own. That's another reason why I like Episode 2 so much more than 1, because in the first movie he's not as fleshed out. He feels. And as an actor, Ewan McGregor just feels a little unsure about like the role. And in this one, he's so confident the whole time.
He's just like, I'm just going to be Alec Guinness, basically.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my best Alec Guinness impression.
And he's like the best thing about the prequels, like hands down.
Yeah.
So the centipede goes around, and they sense it. They sense it like,
centipede.
They both go, he looks at him and goes, I feel it too. And they fucking run in the room. And then they do that like ridiculous, unnecessary like jump.
I love that part. I love that part because it's just like, it's great because it's like these two little bugs crawling out there. He just jumps up and he just like in these giant swoops just.
It just seems like, man, I'm glad you're a Jedi because you probably would have sliced your girl in half.
Because I mean, if Anakin isn't anything, he's arrogant. So for him to like jump in and do these big old like for these two little bugs, that fits Anakin pretty well.
And then they're like assassin bugs, and then they fucking like
one of my favorite. Yes, when they jump out when
they jump out the window.
Okay, and this is like one of my favorite Obi-Wan moments ever, because like so far we've just heard Obi-Wan tell Anakin, be calm, be mindful, temper your passions. And then who's the first person to leap out of a window onto a drone? Obi-Wan. Like, I love it.
It seems like that it would have been the other way around.
Exactly. And it's really funny because it goes back to the original trilogy too. Because at one point when Ghost Obi-Wan is talking to Yoda,
he's talking with Yoda.
Talking with Yoda, bruh. Get that green, Yoda, and Yoda's like, he's too temperamental, he's too angry, too low. And Obi-Wan's like, so was I. It's like, yeah, you were.
Well, he's definitely a do as I say, not as I do kind of teacher. So he jumps on the drone.
Definitely see that Qui-Gon trained him, because he's willing to just be like.
And then they see that wait a second. The assassin's like near the drone, right? He's like the assassin. Like, do they see him like drive off?
Yeah.
Or and then they jump into their own vehicle, and they're chasing after him. And then
I love that chase.
That chase scene's awesome. I love that chase scene. It's a really good intro. Actually, when I was a kid and I was watching it, I was already like, they've already redeemed the first movie. Like, this is already so much cooler.
Because it's such a huge action set piece at the beginning of the first act. It's just like, wow.
And then there's some really cool, obviously like force use in this, where Anakin, Obi-Wan's clearly like, fuck, I hate flying. And Anakin's like, I'm going to jump off this fucking ship just like in free fall because he can tell he lands right on the assassin's ship. And then there's a little bit of a struggle. And then they realize that, and what happens after that?
Well, first, I just want to say how awesome Coruscant is at night.
Yeah.
I love in episode 1, all we see of Coruscant is like upper layer during the day, and it looks all like nice. And
this chase scene gives us such a cool.
This is like a nice little like what's Coruscant like below underground, and it's pretty much Blade Runner.
It gives us that Blade Runner, Fifth Element kind of look
it's
at Coruscant.
Very, very cool. Anakin jumps on. Well, he loses his lightsaber. I love he loses his lightsaber.
Oh, that's right. He loses his lightsaber,
and then
Obi-Wan
Obi-Wan catches it.
Obi-Wan catches his lightsaber, and he has
nice little.
Feel reckless.
And then they Anakin crashes the.
Yeah, they crash.
Planet or crashes the ship into the bar area, which. Death stick.
And then she takes the cyanide. They realize it's a chick.
Yeah.
And then because they keep referring to it as him, and then they do that kind of Samus thing. They subvert, and then she takes the cyanide pill, right? Like the.
Well, they chase her into that bar.
They chase her into the bar.
Then that terrible death stick scene plays.
Yeah.
Which is just bad. It's just bad. Like. I got nothing. I just hate that scene. You want to buy some death sticks?
You will go home and make better choices or whatever.
Yeah, he's like, you'll rethink your life. He's like, I'm gonna go home and rethink my life. Like, what do you?
I don't mind it. It's super. I don't know why. Everyone hated that scene, and I was like, it's fine.
I don't know. Well, it's because it's like just in the middle of this like high octane chase scene, and it's just like, hey, space drugs. It's like,
yeah, it's almost like a don't smoke, kids. It's
it just feels really weird. But then and then the assassin. This is what I don't understand. Like, okay, they're in this big crowded bar, in this big open area, and the assassin is like walking up behind Obi-Wan, like guns out, ready to assassinate him in public in the middle of this bar.
She gets sniped with the assassin.
Well, Obi-Wan turns around and does the Obi-Wan special, cuts off her arm.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's what I call that. I call that the Obi-Wan special.
The Obi-Wan special. I'm really thinking of that. So I thought she gets shot.
They pull her outside and then she gets shot.
And they're questioning her, and that's right. She gets shot with the
Jango's little Camino dart. Oh boy.
Keep talking.
She's supposed to be this assassin, and she did really well with the bugs being all secretive, but then she's just like, I'm just gonna walk up to this guy in a crowded bar in an open area and just shoot him.
Yeah, it's super like
I know they only did it to have that. Hey, remember this from the original movie when I turned around and cut this guy's arm off?
Yeah, it seems very like it's very messy. That there's not a lot of like cohesion. What
you got? You gotta come. Oh, that's from those cloners.
Isn't that what she gets shot with?
Yep, it's a Camino saber dart.
Also comes with the bounty hunter's code.
Nice.
Yeah. I got a whole thing. So anyway, sorry, I had to pull that out. I love
the like they're questioning the assassin, and like Anakin just goes like freaking rigs on her. He's just like, tell us now. Just like
he goes Nolan Batman.
I don't know. I get more of just like a Lethal Weapon vibe for the both of them in this movie, because you have the old calm one, and you have the.
I've never thought about it as being a buddy cop thing. I mean, obviously that doesn't last through the whole movie, but it's like the first little bit.
Yeah, but it's definitely because they have like a car chase. It's basically like the opening of a Lethal Weapon movie. There's always a car chase. There's always a buddy cop comedy car chase.
We've never had a car chase in a busy city like Coruscant before in a Star Wars movie, so that was just really cool.
Really, any sci-fi movie like Fifth Element, like you said, that's really the only like.
Fifth Element.
Can't think of a lot of like sci-fi city car chases. There's not a lot of them. Which is it's a
Blade
shame.
Runner. He's running. He's not in a car. He's just running on that old blade.
And he shoots that poor replicant in the back.
Spoilers. Golly.
But yes, Anakin has become unhinged in the past 10 years because he's like, I don't know. He's just like, tell me now.
Tell me.
Oh, dude. Whoa.
I swear to God. Swear to me.
Swear to me.
So then,
swear to the Force.
So then we realized we lost the assassin, and then we cut back to the apartment, right?
Yeah.
And Padme's like, fuck.
I think Obi-Wan and Mace and Yoda are talking about where to go from there, and like they're gonna send Obi-Wan out to search for the assassin, and then they're gonna send Anakin with Padme to Naboo
to protect her at her farmhouse.
I love the I like this line because like this at this point like Obi-Wan's like Anakin's not ready for his own mission like this, he's too arrogant.
He's not ready.
Yeah, he's just like he's too arrogant. He just says it himself. He's just like he's too arrogant. And then Yoda himself tells Obi-Wan that arrogance has just become a problem amongst Jedis, which just adds into like the Jedi Order is it's not doing well. Like it's just not doing very well. It's doing worse than it. It was pretty. They were like steeped in complacency 10 years ago. Now it's just like they're just plain arrogant,
That's true.
It's true. Let's see. Yes, and then it's the part where they're packing up, and Anakin gives Padme the creepy stare. She's just like, please don't look at me like that. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
Stop! I met you when you were a fucking tiny baby and you were terrible.
And he's just like, I'm sorry, milady.
Yeah,
it's just like he's such a bitch. He's such a creeper.
Yeah, he is really creepy. That's one of my least favorite things in this whole movie.
You know what? I kind of like that he's a creepy weirdo though. I don't know why. Like
I think it's because it makes it harder for me to feel like this super beautiful queen would fall for like such a creepy fucker. Like, why doesn't she just go for Obi-Wan? He's like far more attractive and like level-headed and just like like she could have like anyone. Come on. She's a cute queen. Look at it.
Well, she's a senator now. It makes her even more available.
Senator Amidala. Hey. So then we cut to Naboo.
Well, we cut to Anakin and Padme leaving. They're sneaking off. Did you watch this movie? They're sneaking off as refugees, but Anakin is the only one dressed like a refugee, and Padme's like still dressed to the nines. Like it's just
well, these are just details I don't really like. I'm just like, okay.
It's just funny. Like he's dressed in this like ratty poncho, and she's just like dressed normal. It's just like, what? This was your idea, lady. Like,
yeah.
And then it switches to. You don't like talking about negative details, do you?
No, it's not that. It's just that there's a certain point that I get to with these movies that I just sort of like I stop trying to analyze it because I realize that it's
I like
just
analyzing bad things.
No, I like analyzing some things, but there's some things like that he's in like a refugee costume. She's not. Like, I just get to the point where I'm just like, just whatever. It's fine. It's I'm just gonna let it go at this point because I've bashed these movies so much.
But I'm not bashing it. I find it hilarious that like she's like dressed to the nines. It's just like, y'all are supposed to be. I don't know. I find it funny. I can't get angry at it. The switch to the 50s diner in space.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We go to Obi-Wan.
I like the 50s diner in space.
I love it. He's talking to his big bud, right? He's meeting his big bud.
Yeah.
Forget his name.
Dex.
He's cool too. What is it?
Dex.
That's right. And he's like trying to find those coordinates of.
Yeah, he's trying to find out. Well, he's asking him about the saber dart.
Yeah, that's right. He has the saber dart.
He says that the Jedi archives don't have anything about this item, which is a first little clue about, wow, there's definitely something there's something amiss in the Jedi Order.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Dex comments that their archive system works. It only processes symbols, not context. That's why he's able to just like look at it and be like, oh, I know what this is. Because like I'm guessing their analyzing system just looks at the shape of something and then tries to match it. And he's just like, no, man. Because then he goes like, the Jedi of all people should know the difference between knowledge and wisdom. It's just like, sick burn.
Sick burn. It's funny. They also, not only is he just the best part of these prequels in my opinion, but like he also has like some of the better lines, just like some of the better written dialogue is spoken by the best actor. So it's like and
he obviously still like and I don't know if like there's some like if Obi-Wan harbors some like droid racism or something, but because he's just like, I think during the conversation he talks about like he's like, well, that's why we don't leave everything to robots, right? It's just like, is that why you never really have a robot friend? Are you robot racist, Obi-Wan?
Maybe a little bit.
Robot racist.
He just may be thinking, he's like, computers. To me, that line's more like, computers can deceive, like, they can. You shouldn't put all your trust into the computers. Like that would not be this wise thing to do. But so do we go to the archives, or do we go to Naboo first after that scene?
No, yeah, he goes to the archives,
and then he realizes that it's been erased.
He talks to the librarian. I love the scene.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's like, so great. She's like, it's not here.
It's not that it's not here. It doesn't exist because
yeah, her line is,
if it's not in our archives, it doesn't exist. Like, if it's not
an item does not appear in our records, then it does not exist. Like that's like arrogance. That like just defines their arrogance. You know what I mean? Like
+10.
But yeah, because she's just like, well, anything outside of our purview doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's not that.
I think it's like referencing.
It's just not archived. It's like it's not there.
Not there, which is funny because like it's obviously kind of referencing that the titular Phantom Menace. You can't see it. Doesn't mean it's not there. Which is referencing like the Sith. They're kind of boiling under the surface of
and this Jedi. Is the system that doesn't exist is the Camino system, right? That's what he's looking for. The Caminos. Well, I guess.
But then he goes to talk to Yoda, and he's I just love that he walks into the room and like all the younglings are just like doing this, lightsabers, helmets on.
Yeah,
it just looks really funny because it's just like.
Again, George Lucas loves to pick great kid actors. We all know. Hey kids, hold these fucking sticks and pretend like you're blocking lasers.
Like, okay. First of all, like, couldn't you have just called them children? I really hate the term younglings.
Yeah, no, it's stupid.
It's one of the dumbest things that they did. It's just like, What
The
is
younglings.
Is children not fantasy enough for you?
No, clearly it wasn't.
Clearly not.
Younglings. There's no such thing as children in the Star Wars universe.
But like I do love that only a child is able to kind of not have that preconceived notion of I mean, pretty much only a children who's not indoctrinated by the Jedi Order can see, hey, maybe the Jedi Order, maybe there's something wrong. Maybe someone erased it. Because like someone who's been indoctrinated wouldn't, like Obi-Wan himself is like, that's not even a thing that could come into his mind that the Jedi Order is lying to him, or that someone was able to delete something. I was like, no, that's not even a possibility. But this little kid's like, no, someone deleted it. And Yoda's just like,
right, the chunk kitty.
It's like,
you see, out of the mouth of babes. That's what he says in that line.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. I kind of hate. I'm gonna say something just real quick, just about the prequels in general. Is that in the regular movies, Yoda does not speak backwards all the time. He does it like every other, like he does it like during like important dialogue, but he's not like, it's not every word, every fucking sentence out of his mouth is not backwards. Whereas for some reason they thought, let's just go full on cray in the prequels, and every single thing Yoda says is going to be backwards. And I mean, it doesn't ruin anything for me. It's just like such a stupid thing, because I don't know.
Becomes like a caricature of himself.
Yeah, it becomes like a joke, and to me, like one of the worst ones, and we'll get to it, but like one of the worst ones is because his short sentences shouldn't be backwards. Like if he's just saying like 3 fucking words, it shouldn't be. So like when he's like,
there's just one point
the Clone Wars have. It's like
that sounds badass.
Yeah, but it's such a short thing. It should be like
is like at one point when that first Clone War battle starts, he says something like he gives some sort of tactical.
Yeah, he says like, command ship, bring me to we are, or something, and it's like
I remember watching it and having to rewind it and be like, what the?
It's when they're like it's when they're like taking off.
Yeah, he gives some sort of order to
he's like on the deck.
And
yeah. He says something nonsense. And it sounds super dumb.
Yeah.
And I even quoted Yoda the other day from like Empire, and because it wasn't backwards, Heather was like, "That's not a Yoda quote," and I was like, "Yes, it is," and it was like. And I was like, he doesn't say everything backwards. That's just the prequels, like, and only like because they're really like memorable lines, sure, but like, but some of the better lines in the original are like the when 500 years old you, or when 900 years old you look as good you are not, those kind of lines. That's a great backwards delivery, but like, when he's being very serious in the original trilogy, he does not say things backwards.
He drops it.
Yeah, and I loved that. I loved it, and I think it's because we had George Lucas, who was like, "What if you talk backwards?" And then someone was like, and then was it Kasdan? Wait, who were Empire? Lawrence Kasdan, or is Lawrence Kasdan Return of the Jedi? Who directed?
Directed.
I can't remember names. I have too many Star Wars fucking names in my head. I can only hold so many. But I feel like he was pulled back a little, right? They were like, wait. What if he did talk backward? That's cool. I get you, George. But like, what if he when he's being very serious,
you can see when he drops the act too.
Yeah, when he gets very serious, because the backwards thing is almost like his playful side. It's almost like his way of communicating to people, like a point without being overly dramatic.
It's like later in the movie when you actually see him use a lightsaber. It's like the only time you've ever seen Yoda is in his little cane, looking like this modest old man, and then
a modest Yahoo.
He just drops the cane. He's like, all right, I'm ready to kick some ass. And he just picks the cane up.
Yeah.
So it's like that. It's like him. It's like that funny voice thing he does is kind of like, I don't know. Maybe it's just a way to like disarm people, or to like make people feel more comfortable around him, because he's actually such a a seriously strong ultra badass. It's just like I have a sense of humor. I get pretty
I
tired.
I don't know, again, because Yoda is such a bigger part of these movies than he was in the original trilogy. He doesn't, he only has a few lines in the original trilogy because he's only in it, like, he dies in Return of the Jedi. Basically, he just goes there to see him die, and he's just kind of like, I'm dying, sorry.
Sister
and then Empire, he's there to train Luke, but like, he doesn't have a ton of lines. It's kind of like Vader. Vader's not in it that much if you look at his screen time, but he's such an impactful character because of how well they were handled. Now in the prequels, that kind of thing isn't. So anyways, back to what we're talking about. Yoda, so they realized that the archives were erased. Maybe the little kid makes them realize that, and they're like, oh shit.
Yeah, he's like basically like, okay, well, because Obi-Wan's like, there's gravitational disturbance there, but there's no planet there.
It's like there should be a planet here, but it's not
so
there.
So Yoda's just like, go to the center of the gravitational anomaly and you'll find your planet, and he does.
Then we cut to Naboo.
I mean, this doesn't really matter because it's kind of like all flowing at the same time.
Yeah, it's all happening at the same time. So I do believe, just fucking please get the Naboo shit out of the way.
All right, let's just talk about the.
We cut to Naboo. We see a bunch of stupid romantic bullshit and weird creepy Anakin.
And you know what? And it would like. It didn't have to be.
It's the worst part of the movie.
It didn't have to be, though. It didn't have. That's the saddest part, because, like, you know what? Their love story is important to the plot. Their love story is important to basically really everything. It's really important. But it sucks.
Can you imagine if we would have had somebody who had like really good chemistry and like such a like this love, because that love story could have been like really like impactful and like,
because I like what they were going for with like basically like a monk forbidden of attachment and a senator who basically, like, I mean, for her career's sake, she can't do anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, being forced to, question each other's love and do it secretly, and like there's a lot of potential drama there, which I like drama.
Yeah,
but it's just
done horribly here.
Handled. And it really is. It really is I think it's the direction, like, because honestly, like, they're just the lines. There's just like I don't believe like whenever Padme eventually is just like, I love you madly, deeply, terrible freaking line. Like, I don't believe that. I don't believe that she suddenly is like, okay, I actually love you. Like,
the transition from, oh, I last knew you when you were this really terrible acting little boy, to, okay, now I know you again, but you're older, so
really creepy, angsty.
Even if she's like a little attracted to him, it doesn't, like, that. It's so bad. It's such a bad.
And just imagine, like I said last time, like, imagine if Episode 1 had a preteen Anakin who was a decent actor, and then 10 years later, I would actually believe it would be easier for me to believe that these people had grown a love for each other within 10 years of not seeing each other. If it was just like a 9-year-old kid, a 13-year-old kid, it's like, what? I'm supposed to believe these people
a little bit of the preteen, like Anakin's like desire for her and stuff in the first movie, and then it would have grown. But it just it just kind of goes to like, oh, I cut a couple of centipedes for you, and now we're here, and we have time to kill, so let's be in love.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then there's like, and to add like insult to injury. See, I know a lot of people, they think they're like, Episode 2 is the worst one of the whole fucking thing because of the romance, and I'm like, that's 10 minutes of the movie, and they're like,
yeah, but
time
doesn't.
And I'm like but it seems like it's longer because it's really hard to watch.
Time doesn't matter, though. It's kind of what we talked about with video games. It's like you can't say that this game isn't worth my money because I paid $60 for it. It's like just because a bad love story is only 15 minutes of the movie, it's like a pebble in your shoe. It could ruin your whole walk. Like, I mean, it doesn't ruin my walk. Like, I can look past almost anything bad as long as the core of something is interesting. But like, I can see how someone could just watch this movie and be like, wow, wow, that was really terrible. Because like the basic through line of the movie is Anakin. He's the main character of the movie, and his whole like driving plot is his love affair with her.
It's kind of like my main problem.
It like affects everything.
It's kind of like what I kind of say in my Last of Us 2 review, whereas like I enjoyed like 90% of that game, and then the last like hour or two is just so unnecessary and ridiculous, and I was just like, it like, but to me, a bad ending is definitely worse than a bad like middle. You know, like, because at least if you can sandwich it all between, you know, because everyone remembers the beginning and the ending of stuff, and you put the bad parts in the middle, which I do think this movie does. It puts the bad parts in the middle, which to me it kind of saves it a little bit, but it doesn't excuse the fact that it's terrible and the sand is everywhere.
I don't hate that line because I hate sand for those exact same reasons.
It's coarse. It's just it's
his everywhere.
It's his line delivery too, though. It's like, it's coarse, it gets everywhere.
It's not smooth like here. Then he like creepily touches her back.
I know. That's the creepiest part of the whole movie. Is when he touches her back and he's like, it's not smooth, like your fucking back. I'm like, oh my god, guy. And is it the implication? Is that why she gives in to his like stuff? Because she's just like, I'm stranded here with him. He's my guardian. He's definitely gonna rape me, so I might as well just get into it.
I do like one thing about the Naboo scenes, though. I do like when they're talking about politics, and he like kind of jokingly endorses a dictatorship, you know?
Oh yeah.
But like he does it in that Anakin way where like you can see he's kind of joking, but like he does it out of a sense of compassion because like he thinks the system is broken, and the system is broken, but he's like, you know, it'd be great if like everything just worked and everyone just listened to one guy, then everyone would be happy. And then Padme's just like, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like that scene because like Anakin is obviously like incredibly naive,
deluded.
But I mean, it's all coming from like, I mean, all people who support dictatorships, that comes out of a place of distorted compassion. Like they want the best.
Shouldn't we just have it? Well, it sounds simple in your head. Shouldn't we just have like one guy that makes a lot of good decisions?
That's the tyranny of utopia, right? Utopias don't exist because, I mean, that's the definition of the word utopia. Like they cannot exist. Like a working dictatorship cannot work. But he's such an idealist that he's just like, you know what? But he says it jokingly, but you can tell he's not really joking.
And then
I do like.
And then we just see him rolling around with a bunch of weird space cows, and
I like the giant tick cows. I don't know what the hell they are.
I hate that, dude. The worst CGI in the whole movie is when he's like on top of one of them, and it's like a CG model of Anakin. And he's like, "Oh,
no, that's not the worst." No, that's not the worst. The worst is during the Colosseum battle where they get into that chariot, and it has that long shot of like Padme riding the thing in front, and Anakin's in back going.
Oh,
it's just this really bad long shot. That's the worst shot.
I think it's because in that one there's a lot more going on that you can kind of.
But the way it's framed,
your eye doesn't catch it. Whereas this is like, it's such a slow scene that it's like him on the back of that thing, like, whoa, and it's just like super CG. And it's like, and back then CG was so, it was just so rubbery, and it was just like, everyone looks like Jar Jar. So anyways, so we're done with that. Okay, so fucking, they fall in love, they roll around in the grass, and they act like dickheads. They're in love now for some reason, and that's fine. We just need to accept it.
Or like it's not that, like, I mean, he's in love with her. Okay, like he's a creeper, but I get it. I mean, she's Padme. Like she's hot, she's smart, she's brave, she's everything that Anakin isn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
But her falling in love with him, I just don't.
No, it doesn't make
sense.
It.
I don't believe it. No, let's talk about it some more.
God damn it. So then we cut back to Kamino,
yes.
Where Obi-Wan.
Great scene. I love these scenes.
This is probably the most. This actually might be my favorite scene in the entire prequel trilogy. I don't know why I like it so much, but I just do. So Obi-Wan lands. It's because there's so much fucking tension. This whole scene is just filled with tension. It's filled with good acting.
Yeah.
Which is not in this movie very often.
Because you're right about the tension. Because we know why Obi-Wan's there, but he's there, like, but he doesn't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen, and he's just kind of playing along. He's just like, oh yes, you were totally expecting me.
And it's almost like there's almost this like dull tone underneath everything happening, like this dull ambient tone of the soundtrack that gives you this weird sense of unsettling. You don't really understand why, but it just you're not settled in this scene. You're like, why is this weird? And then they're like, but it's weird because he gets there and they're kind and he's kind, and they're like, we're so glad you're here. And I love the design of the Caminos.
Yeah, me too.
I think they look really cool, and they're like, we're building your army. You're the Jedi. And he's like, yeah, what?
Your master, Jedi Master Sifo Dyas.
And then he's like, yeah, for sure. And then they show him the and they show him the army being made, and it's like it's also this really cool scene of just like seeing the genesis of the clone troopers and the stormtroopers, literally the beginning of them. And then she said, they're all made from Jango. And we go up and we meet Jango Fett, and that scene, like I said, again, little Boba is a good actor.
Really, I don't like him very much.
Fuck you.
I don't.
Compared to every other little kid in this fucking movie.
Well, duh. But I'm just like, yep. Like, come on, man. Yep.
Who's that guy?
Is your father here? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's like he doesn't trust that shit either. He's just like, the fuck.
I want to know why Jango is so untrustworthy a Jedi.
I think that scene is just it feels like it's so out of place in this movie. It's so like I said, it has such a good build. It has such a good like back and forth. And Jango, the guy who plays Jango, I can't remember, who was just confirmed to play the Return of Boba Fett. He's going to play him. And of course that makes sense canonically at this point, I guess. But he's in there, and he's just I don't want
Boba Fett to be back.
Yeah, I know, but that's another time.
But I do like that scene though. I do like the scene of him going into Jango's apartment and like just the tension.
And then you see the helmet, right? And then he like closes the door, and the door shuts really fast. The helmet, his bounty hunter gear is on the ground, Mandalorian gear. He shuts the door really fast. He's just like, oh yeah, so what are you doing here? Oh yeah, and then it's just like this. It's just really like almost. I love like
Obi-Wan's just like, your army is great. I don't know. It reminds me. It has a very like spaghetti western tension to it.
I was gonna say it reminds me of a Tarantino movie almost.
Which is pretty much just
almost
spaghetti western tension. All of Tarantino's tension comes from spaghetti westerns. So.
And then he started just doing spaghetti westerns.
Yeah.
And then it reminds me almost of the tension between Dennis Hopper and Christopher Walken in the scene from True Romance, where they're both just sitting in this room very uncomfortably for a long time. And you're like, I don't know why I'm uncomfortable, but god damn it, I am uncomfortable. And then Obi-Wan's like, okay, well, cool, good to see the clones and the good to meet you, Jango. I'm gonna head out though. I gotta like go get my groceries and shit. But like, good to know you guys. And you can tell Obi-Wan at this point is like, I need to go.
He's like, I gotta go make a call.
Yeah. Obi-Wan steps outside and he's like, yo, I gotta make a phone call. Something's going wrong. Jedi Council, I don't know. They're making a fucking clone army for some crazy Jedi. And this is like kind of weird. I'll be back soon. Bye.
Sifo Dyas.
Sifo Dyas.
Cool name.
But he has a cool name, and he's like extended lore or somebody. I wish they would either like, because it sounds like he's like a. I thought that it was supposed to be
a reject
like Dooku.
Well, you see, like, I don't know. It feels like he was a character in an earlier draft, and then they just cut exposition about him out, but they kept the name drop for some reason.
Yeah, because honestly, at this point, we don't know who Dooku even is, so it would have actually worked if they would have said like, "Oh, this is for a Jedi named Dooku" or something like that, and he would have been like, "Oh,
well,
yeah,
because in the beginning scroll they mentioned Dooku.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, never mind.
He's like the leader of the Separatists, but like well, and the scene where Obi-Wan and Jango are talking in his apartment, Jango name drops Tyrannus, which is
Darth Tyrannus. Yeah,
his Sith name. So like I don't know, my headcanon, Sifo Dyas was a Jedi who created this army for the Republic. Dooku under Sidious killed him, and then took over the project.
Mm-hmm. And maybe Dooku was going by Sifo Dyas when he was like going to Kamino.
Yeah, and so, I'm pretty sure Dooku is the one, since Dooku is an ex-Jedi, which is cool to see an ex-Jedi in a Star Wars movie. Like you just don't see ex-Jedis.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's the one responsible for erasing the
archive. Oh yeah.
Erasing all the breadcrumbs.
That's definitely
in erasing the breadcrumbs. He created breadcrumbs.
Yeah. You forgot about the galactic pull. So Obi-Wan's on his way back to his ship, and then he gets blasted a couple times, like Jango misses, like, and then he's like, and then ensues a really cool, again, still one of my favorite parts of this whole trilogy, a really cool little fight scene between a Mandalorian and a Jedi, which is like awesome. We've never seen that before, really. I mean, yeah, we saw Boba Fett like kind of like get hit by a lightsaber in Return of the Jedi for a second, but like not really. It's like in Return of the Jedi, there's just so much going on. Like Luke can barely even move. He's like, he's like people all around. Boba Fett, where? Yeah, so we see this really cool fight scene that involves like
I love the Mortal Kombat jump kick.
Oh yeah, there's so many cool little like little jump kicks and instruments, and then they're kind of like dangling off the side. They're like sliding down that fucking thing. And I really like that part. And they're both kind of hanging on by the cable, the tow cable. And then Boba Fett fucking is he starts up the ship, and they're like, and he's
Slave
like, Slave 2, yeah,
Slave 0.5,
Slave -1, Slave 0.
Slave 0, that sounds cool.
That does sound cool. I like it. That's what it's called.
Yep.
People are gonna be like, "There's a canonical name." When we shut up, it's Slave 0. And then he starts it up, and he fucking starts shooting it at Obi-Wan, and then
just talk about for a second how badass the Slave 1 design is.
Oh, Slave 1 is easily one of my favorite ships of all time.
I love. It's just like I love how it lies prone on its back, and then just like,
oh yeah, it lands on its back, and then it flies
up
forward
vertically and flies. Like
it just.
It reminds me a lot of the B-wings, how the B-wings kind of do that.
Yeah, the
very, very, very cool ship.
It's almost like a really strange design. But
yeah, it seems like it seems like it's an adopted, like it seems like it's like not made for. It seems like it was like a storage vessel or something that he just kind of turned into. There it is.
Slave 1. I'm sorry, I have to bring this out. It's going to come out several more times during this discussion.
Yeah, since he was a bounty hunter, I'm sure that's like a repurposed like storage vessel. That's why it lands.
Oh yeah, because as you can see,
yeah,
you can little walkway, and they come out, from there. And then what's cool too is if you can see in there, they get in. Like, they get in the cockpit, and then when they're ready, it goes vertical or it goes horizontal, and then that's when they take off. It's such a cool design, man. I fucking love Slave 1.
It's very unorthodox.
God, I love Slave 1 so much. So then they, Boba saves his dad, and then they fucking take off, and Obi-Wan's like, those motherfuckers.
Well, he throws the tracing device on it, and he's like,
yeah, he throws the tracking device on the Slave Zero, patent pending.
TM.
TM, it's ours now. I declare bankruptcy. So now we cut back to Anakin, who has learned about his mom.
Yes, he's had his bad dream. So I have a headcanon.
My mommy's in trouble.
It's really mean.
I need to go to Tatooine.
His mommy was in trouble. Okay, what if your mommy was in trouble? Huh?
My mom's better than that mom. Okay, like
yeah, you don't like
me is a garbage.
But I have a headcanon where definitely the dream about Padme that he has, his like portent nightmare. My headcanon is that one is definitely influenced by Palpatine.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
If this one is
or dying in childbirth,
I don't think this one is. It might be, but definitely that later dream is like him just like.
Well, this one could be as well because it has
a less chance, but it could be.
Because this is what actually is his first real dark side like move. I mean, like this is his real first dark side, like actual dark side shit that he does.
But I'd like to think that like this was a natural dream, just because he's so freaking incredibly like force sensitive that it would make sense that like since he's just fearful all the time, and just like he just suddenly gets this
So we go to Tatooine, and then we meet Shmi's. She married this guy who's got a peg leg, or no leg, one of the two, and he's like a really good dude. She's like fucking settled down with like a really good dude who's just like wants to hang out.
Watto, I love Watto. Anakin comes up to Watto and
that's right.
Watto doesn't recognize him and like.
He's
yeah, like he gets, like, when he learns who he is, like he's happy for a second, but then he gets real scared of Anakin because like he can tell he's like this isn't the same Anakin.
Oh, this is the little boy I had as a slave who could just end me like right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like that scene because it's just like
again,
ex-slave owner who's just
Watto is underrated.
Yeah, I really do like Watto.
He's also just a cool character design. Like he's another one of those. Just I like his design. He has a cock nose. It's fine. He's a fly boy with a cock.
Hey, come on.
he's just a piece of shit, and he's a lovable piece of shit.
But he's not evil. He's just he's just a piece of shit.
He's just a greedy bitch.
Yeah, he's just.
So
everyone on Tatooine is a greedy bitch.
He tells him that his mom married or that he went. You know,
he sold Shmi.
He sold Shmi to this dude, and he married her, and now she's like she was like super happy, and that's like kind of nice at first. And you're like, cool, and you go see the guy, and he's like, she's been missing. I seem like a nice guy. She got taken by the Sand Peeps. So Anakin's like, oh motherfucking take my mom, you bitches, and so he goes and he finds their camp.
First, the awesome Duel of the Fates swoop bike montage. I don't know why they added that. And I don't.
He's on his way to, which unfortunately, knowing what's about to happen makes that part less cool for me. It's because I also think what's about to happen in the story is so much cooler in theory. The writing of it is really cool. The execution of it, in my opinion, is not great. So he goes and he finds his mom. He infiltrates the camp. He finds her all tied up and fucked up and just like dying. And he's like, "Mom, what's up? Why you don't be dead?" And she's like, "I'm be dying." And he's like,
"Dying, I love you."
And no. She doesn't say I love you. She goes, I love. Which is just like one of the worst death scenes in my entire life that I've ever seen in my whole existence. I love. Jeez, man. It's so bad. I hate her. I hate Shmi. I hate her. I hate Shmi. And so I So, and then he's just like,
I'm gonna kill all the motherfuckers.
This fucking shit. And then he goes outside and he murders all the sand people. And then cuts away. And then he's in the little tent and Padme's like, "What's wrong? Are you like okay or whatever?" And he's like, "Fucking killed him." And she's like, "Well, yeah, they like killed your mom and shit, right?" And he's like, "No, not just the men, the women, and the children, and the doggies, and the little kitties, and the frogs, and the parrots, and the goldfish. I killed all the goldfish." And she's like, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Like, you can murder people. They're just sand people. They don't have rights. So.
Are you done?
No, that was. Is that not exactly how that went down? I'm pretty sure I nailed it.
No. First, I like that scene. But what I don't like is the fact that, he basically, he's just like, hey, I just got done like murdering a bunch of innocent people, and I'm really like, I'm obviously emotionally unstable, and I'm a serial killer now. and
I am now bad.
And she's just like, yeah, without missing a beat. She's like, oh my God, I love you so much.
Yes.
I want to take care of you. Oh,
it's not just that, like you said, it may not necessarily. I don't know.
I like Hayden Christensen's performance. It's not the best. It's not even great. Like, it's good. He acts good. He acts good in the face. But man, it's just like written wise, like she's just like suddenly like with no reservation. She's just, it's like it doesn't even process.
Yeah, she's just like, oh my God. She acts like he just like went out and like went like skateboarding and broke his leg, and like, you poor baby, and you're going through so much.
Yeah, she's like, nobody's perfect, Anakin. It's like nobody's perfect. That's your retort.
That's a far cry from murdering an entire village of
children. But I mean, it's. I mean, like you said, in theory, it's nice because it's like a nice, like, foreshadowing to like, wow, this guy is able to just kill children. I mean, hope he doesn't do it later.
He won't. Trust me, it's fine. This is only his one bad, and then he's fine.
I mean, I'm not going to say that the scene was handled well, because it wasn't.
In theory, it could have been so cool.
But
it could have been.
I don't hate that scene
though. If you would have had,
I laugh every time.
To me, it's one of those scenes where it's like, if you would have had like better directing and better acting and lines and everything, and just like lighting in general, if they would have had some like, and I don't even mind if it was like heavy-handed, because at this point, whatever, we know he's fucking gonna be Darth Vader, so it doesn't matter if it's heavy-handed.
It's not like, wow,
but like,
surprise.
If we just went full on just crazy, and we like showed that scene, but like you just see it from his, like, from just, all you see is just like his face, and there's like a red lighting on his face, and he's just like, all you hear is like screams, and you just see like him swinging back and forth, and it's like a really good actor and that's well directed. That scene could have been so chilling and like just fucking like, whoa, that's like such a like, holy shit, that scene fucked me up. Like, that could be hard to watch, but now it's hard to watch for different reasons. But whatever, it's definitely better than watching them roll around with fucking weird cows and space cows.
You take what you can in Star Wars. You take the good out of the bad, okay? Because only 3 of these movies are even close to amazing. So.
That's your opinion.
Yeah, the sequels aren't great. They're good. All right, we'll get to those. All right, they're good.
Stay tuned. This has been our review now. So he's like, so they
they bury his mother. They marry at the end.
They bury Shmeh. And then on her grave, it says last words, I love.
She actually like dies twice in that scene. I don't know if you noticed, but like she's like,
no, she does.
She's like, I love. And then like for some reason the scene continues going. She's like, Anakin, I love, and then she dies again. It's like, what the?
It's so bad.
Who
like you
edited
said,
this?
it's like when it's like George Lucas is so bad at directing humans. So like of course this scene between like a guy and his mother dying is gonna just be the most awkward, weird shit ever. And it's like and it's like I'm not dead yet. And Anakin's like, I almost started murdering them. You have more to say?
Wait, it's like, wait, is this a Monty Python movie?
It seems like a sketch.
Yet?
Yeah, it seems like a sketch. To me, that is the second worst part of the movie next to the romance shit. I can see why you like it because it is like the content is interesting, but to me it could have been so much more. Anyways, moving on. Let's pick the pace a little bit on this one. So we get to.
So they're going to. So he follows. Well, first of all, the amazing space battle with Obi-Wan and Jango. With those cool like seismic.
Oh yeah, that part's so cool. I always forget about that part too. Yeah, those things are brutal, man. Those things are like very far-reaching. Like you're like, fuck.
Yeah, super cool.
They're like little mini nuclear bombs, man.
Probably one of my favorite like dogfight moments in the series.
And again, like,
it's super cool.
It like I said, all the stuff with Obi-Wan and Jango Fett seems very out of place because it's not only like really well done and well produced and well acted, and
it moves the actual plot along.
It moves the plot along, and it feels real. It feels like a good, real part of the plot of the movie, and it just all works. It's like Todd Howard with Fallout 76, except it's real. It works.
Except it actually works. So then he slips away and he follows Jango down to Geonosis, where he sees the
Tyrannus.
Dooku leading the little separatist. He has like a separatist meeting. I love the Techno Union army guy. He's like one of my favorite aliens in all these movies. Like he's like the robot guy. He's just like he dials a little chest, little knob on his chest. He's like, my robot army is at your disposal.
And he feels a lot like
super cool.
He feels a lot more like an original, like the original trilogy creation, like something that would have been out of that, just that real like weird, funky tech, like just steampunky kind of. I don't know. He's cool.
Dooku. I don't know about you. I don't know your feelings, but I love Dooku.
I like Dooku.
I
don't know that I love. There's not a lot that I use the word love with this trilogy, but I love
Dooku.
I do like Dooku quite a bit more than most of the characters in this.
It's just a shame, like everything else in these prequels, the cool stuff never gets extrapolated on, and all the bad stuff sticks around too long.
Yeah,
I think that's a good way to just.
Christopher Lee is one of the best actors of all time, and he's just like such a great villain.
Oh wait, he freaking Dracula, man! Like the guy is he's king of melodramatic villains.
He's the holy trinity of Dracula, Dooku, and Saruman.
So yeah, they learn that didn't the separatists learn, or the Jedi Order learns of the separatists mounting an attack, and this just happens to be at the moment where they learn from Obi-Wan that they have a clone army at their disposal. Wow, what a coincidence! And none of this is a coincidence because Palpatine's just like expertly using Dooku and Jango to like he used both of those people to like lead Obi-Wan to finding the clone army right when he needed to.
Mm-hmm.
Just freaking Palpatine. The whole prequel is just him being like the most badass villain ever. Because like he just pulls all the strings. He doesn't really do anything ever except at the end he's just like
no. So then we have Obi-Wan gets captured.
Yeah.
And he's in prison, and you have he's hanging.
Oh, but before that, the during that meeting,
during
that Jedi Order meeting with Palpatine, they talk about how how they would need to grant Palpatine executive power to create the army.
Oh yeah, the clones.
Yeah, clones. Can we talk about the clones for a second? Because I feel like the clones, like, I feel like it's a nice mirror to the droid army. Like, and I love it. The entire Republic is perfectly fine with like using these clones like they're just disposable. Like, oh, that's fine. That's fine.
It's
they're just
fine because they're just clones of this one guy. But you're like, they're still people. Though.
They're still people.
Just as much people as regular people.
They're just totally fine. They use them as toy soldiers basically. But like, I love. It's like the battle droid army is kind of like the perfect epitome of like a bureaucracy. Like we said last time. Like, it's just like cheap, efficient. Like, it's like they're strong in numbers. It's like a bureaucracy. Basically, that's what a bureaucracy is. But the clones are like perfect, like of like a failing republic, right? It's like soldiers or just people in general just being these disposable things. Like, we don't. They're not people.
Yeah, they're just like, go fight this war for us, and they're like, we don't even know you.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like the juxtaposition of a droid army and a clone army, because they're like basically the same thing, but for two different sides.
But one of them is like actual disposable humans.
I don't know. It's interesting.
So Obi-Wan gets captured. He's hanging there talking to Dooku.
I love this scene.
He's clear. This is where we learned that Dooku was a Jedi.
Yeah,
because he's like, carry on. You have more notes on this than I do.
Yeah, but it's nice. That's why I like Dooku. Dooku is a class act. That's why I like him so much. Because to me, he's more of like a dark Jedi than a Sith Lord, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Because any normal Sith, apart from Palpatine is like the ultimate.
He doesn't really count.
Yeah, he's kind of transcends both Sith and Jedi to me because he uses both. But like any Sith would have just either tortured Obi-Wan or killed him. But like, he goes in there and he just like he's just talking to him. he's like,
tell me of the plans.
Well, he's just like, he starts reminiscing about Qui-Gon, which is weird because like it makes Dooku kind of Obi-Wan's like Jedi grandfather in a weird way.
Yeah, they actually do. I will add this on here. I know we haven't watched much of it, but they do humanize Dooku a little bit too in what I've seen of the Clone Wars. That he
has a weird head in that show.
Yeah, he does. I don't know why his head looks so fucking weird in the animation. Huge. It's like, but everyone else looks somewhat like they all look weird a little bit, but like he looks
just like a caricature. Yeah,
fucking geometry is like, yeah, it looks ridiculous. But they do humanize him a couple of times where he's not.
I mean, that's why, because even in these movies, I feel like there's a glimmer of like he's not a reprehensible Sith Lord. He's a guy who's being manipulated by Palpatine. You know what I mean? It's like you can tell he legitimately believes in the separatist movement. He legitimately believes that the Republic is corrupt, which it is, but he doesn't know that it's actually corrupt by the same guy who's paying him. He doesn't know he's being basically played on both sides. And I don't know. Like, some part of me is like, maybe Qui-Gon would have joined Dooku. Because Qui-Gon was already like on the bad side of the Jedi Order anyway.
I don't know.
It probably wouldn't have happened, but it's an interesting thought experiment because he might have, if he wouldn't have died and would have continued on his path. I could see Qui-Gon being like, Jedi Order's corrupt. We need to bring this thing down. I don't know. I think that's interesting.
So then after their chat, we have them learn that the council learns of Obi-Wan's. How do they learn where he's at in Geonosis?
He sent a message.
Distress signal. Yeah. So they basically mount a thing and they're like, okay, Padme and fucking they make you think that it's like just gonna be like Padme and Anakin going after him.
Which they go on their own.
Yeah, and then like, I mean, I think the whole point, I like that they don't like forcibly show that like all the Jedi are like the whole Jedi Order basically is fucking coming to save Obi-Wan, because they can't wait. They're like, no, we got to go fucking save him. And of course they.
I think they mount the Force because they learned of the Separatists army growing. So they're like, we need to mount an offensive right now.
But this is more like secretive offensive. This is more like the covert op versus the actual Clone War. Or is it? It's kind of the beginning of it, I guess.
Yeah.
The rest of this movie takes place on Geonosis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, first, Jar Jar is responsible for giving Palpatine executive power. Which, I mean, part of me likes that because it's like,
because it's like we already know
Jar
Jar. Why not just make him be the one who we already hate him? So it's not like you're gonna be like, I can't believe you did that. You're like, oh God damn it.
I like that though. I like that.
No, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
My God. Really?
I don't. Jar Jar. Again, it makes absolutely no logical sense that they would give him any power whatsoever because he's such a bumbling moron.
I don't know how he was given like second in command of the Senator.
It's called we created this character to be in all these movies, but we know people hate him, so we're gonna put him like on a council, and he's gonna make some really stupid decisions, so everyone hates him even more. He's a punching bag at this point.
Really. The thing is, like, they weren't stupid at that point. From their point of view, those weren't stupid decisions. Like, what were they going to do? Not use the clone army and get destroyed by the Separatist army? Because they would have been destroyed by.
But the fact that they even gave Jar Jar enough power to like give the Emperor Palpatine,
Chancellor Palpatine,
to give him the go ahead. So yeah, he gives him the go ahead. Then we have.
They immediately mount an offensive to basically do a preemptive attack on this on the Separatist army.
Obviously Anakin and Padme they fail and they get captured along with.
Wait, we're not going to talk about the amazing factory scene.
I hate that scene. I hate that scene.
I don't hate it, but
it's the they go in the conveyor belt. And
sure don't love
3PO, and it's like a fucking Mario level.
We know you hate 3PO. We get it. Okay.
I definitely don't like 3PO as much as some people do, but
I like
3PO. He's fine.
But I do like his line when he first gets in the factory. He goes, "Machines making machines. How perverse."
That's pretty good.
That's a good line.
But yeah, what we see is an ensuing cliche, conveyor belt. These things are smashing down, and we got to get out of the way.
I do like when Anakin gets his hand trapped in there and loses his lightsaber and almost his hand. It's another little you're gonna lose your hand soon.
3PO's head gets mounted onto a
battle
droid, and then his body battle droid's head gets mounted onto his body. So basically his body becomes evil and his head becomes a good droid.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, better because at least his head has a gun. And then they get captured.
Yeah. And then Padme's like, I truly, deeply love you.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that. No one talks like that ever.
No one
who in love has ever said that ever.
Yeah, I was talking about, me and Heather were talking about certain Facebook posts the other day, and how some of them just sound like nobody ever talks like that. It's like, it just is, what? No, you don't speak like that. Like, why do you post it like that? But it's just like, yeah, it's so.
Still on Facebook, you poor soul.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I am. So then they get captured. I truly love you deeply, blah, blah, blah. They get tied up to the things. And we have, each one has their own little monster that's about to kill them.
I love this part.
Yeah, each one, and there's some pretty bad CGI in this, but it's fine. Whatever. It's 2003 or whatever.
I'm much softer on bad CGI because
it's 2002. It's like
17 years old, 18 years old. Come on.
I also think a lot of these movies, I think especially episode 2 got a lot more scrutiny because it came out directly after Lord of the Rings, Fellowship, and Fellowship was such a like masterpiece as far as the use of CGI and just like the way they use so much stuff. And episode 2 came out afterwards, whereas episode 1 had the luxury of being out before any of that. So it was kind of this like, they kind of like ushered in this sort of like new era of CGI, whereas episode 2
Lord of the Rings didn't use a lot of CGI though.
Yeah, they
Lord of the Rings didn't really use.
That's what I'm saying. Well, they didn't, but the CGI they used was so masterfully done. And Gollum is
Gollum is literally the only thing that aged well CGI wise in this movie. Well,
but at the time, the CG in that movie was so much better. Well, it was so much more well done. That there was just a lot of messy CGI in the prequels, in all of the movies, just in all of them. But like, it's fine. It's at this point we already know it's a mess of CGI, so it's fine. So each one has their own little beast that's going to kill them. They're going to die. And it's like, I have a bad feeling about this. They're like, yes, I know. Thank you for using the line.
He does it.
At least you didn't say it at the beginning of the movie. And then, you know, they all three are kind of engaging in the monsters and they're like kind of doing this little fight. But like, it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know how they're going to get out of this one. Oh, wait. All the
Jedi come in.
All the Jedi. And yeah, this scene is like, I fucking love it. I don't care. I love it so much. We just see a ton of lightsabers appear out of nowhere.
It's like a rave of death.
It's death rave. And they come in and they're just, you never see this. To this day that's the only time we ever see Jedi.
That many lightsabers at once.
And they're all just going at it, and then they drop all the droid army that they come flying down, they drop all these droids, it becomes this huge, ridiculous battle in this arena. And at the same time, the monsters are like, you know, there's all this stuff going on with the monsters, and it's like I said, it's a little bit messy. And then of course they had to have the comic relief of 3PO walking around, oh goodness.
Yes, we know you hate 3PO. It's just gonna be a running thing. Just hate 3PO.
Yeah, and then I do love before the Jedis come out that like Mace Windu like walks out onto when he walks
he's able to sneak up on Dooku and Jango.
And he's just like, what up, bros?
Yeah, he immediately like puts his lightsaber up to Jango's head because like Jango reaches for his pistol. He's just like, but I do like again with Dooku being a class act, like he gets
too many motherfucking droids on this motherfucking battle arena.
He gives the I mean, he at the end of the Jedi battle, like they overwhelm the Jedi.
Yeah, there's like a lot because it's not a huge. It's an arena meant for what they're using it for, which is like a like, you know, some sort of like, you know, Colosseum battle where it's not meant to be like a giant war zone. So it's like
they get overpowered, and Dooku is willing to spare. He's willing to negotiate with his old friends rather than to kill them. Again, class act. But Mace is immediately like, not going to happen. He's like, we're not going to negotiate. We're going to kill your ass. And then right at the last moment, the Clone Army arrives serendipitously. Just perfect timing. It's one of those like Star Wars coincidences. They just well, when I say Star Wars coincidence, I don't mean a bad thing. I mean Star Wars is like all about
it's all tailored, but it's earned. It's like earned coincidences versus just like coincidences just because that's just why, you know, like there's better ones than other ones, but the fellow comes and then the Jedi overwhelm them in that battle, and then we have the infamous awesome decapitation of Jango, which is
Mace doesn't even break a sweat.
No, it's like he's just walking through.
Yeah,
he's like, and it's just like head gone, and then Boba's like Boba Daddy
clone, Boba Daddy brother clone.
And then so then it all happens, and they escape, and then they kind of reconvene, and then they're like, all right, it's time begun. The Clone Wars.
No, not yet, because you forgot awesome duel between.
Oh, the duel
Dooku.
of Obi-Wan and
Hot take. I love Dooku's lightsaber.
Oh, I like Dooku. I like his lightsaber. I don't know
hell,
how
man.
much I love the weird CGI Christopher Lee stuff, but like
I don't even notice it, honestly.
him it's just so weird.
He's like 75. I tell you.
Yeah, it's just it's like the Palpatine stuff. It's just like okay, but yeah, he pretty much he wrecks. It's a pretty good fight. It's
good fight. I love.
And he cuts off.
He wrecks Obi-Wan and Anakin, and then Obi-Wan throws Anakin his lightsaber, and for a second there he's like dual wielding lightsabers.
Oh yeah,
like the
which
coolest
is pretty
thing
cool.
you've ever seen. You're just like dual wield lightsaber, and then immediately Dooku just disarms him, and then literally disarms him.
Literally
cuts his hand off.
And it's like it's not just his hand. It's like his
upper
yeah.
arm.
I like that it's not just his hand. It's like his fucking like his fucking forearm. Yeah, so he gets him good, and they're both just laying there, just fucked up as shit.
Ready to die.
And then, so this is now one of those classic Star Wars scenes where we have two things happening at once. We have the Clone Wars happening, and so there's big battle going on, which is so much better.
There are so many like awesome.
Vehicles like
vehicle
just
designs.
Yeah, the big rolling, like the big weird balls that like fucking shoot like.
I love.
They shoot those condensed like beams and shit, and then there's like the big weird like pre-AT-AT walkers, and
then there's the big Federation starships that are basically like little Death Stars.
I remember playing this battle on Star Wars Battlefront back in the day on Xbox. That was so much fun because that battle is just like you said, it's so crazy. There's so many fucking different ships and such like different shit going on, and it's like goddamn. And to me, it also feels like in this one they're like saying, I know you hated the battle between the fucking Gungans and the like the shitty version of the battle droids. Here's a real battle. Like here's like an actual like ridiculous Star Wars battle where there's just fucking huge.
There's a Clone War.
Huge machines and just lasers and everything going on. And then so that's happening and it's awesome. And then we switch back and Dooku's fucked him up, and then you hear like the walking stick, right?
I hear people. It's funny because back when that happened in the movie theater, people lost their shit.
Oh, absolutely.
People were just like, "Holy crap!"
I remember. Because they actually did utilize a new type of CGI they had never used before on Yoda's fighting in this, which it actually didn't. It still doesn't look as awkward as it could have looked. It could have been a lot worse.
But I've seen people today like look that don't like that scene. I guess like younger generations or something.
The only part of that scene I don't like is the beginning of it where they're just throwing shit at each other because it seems so. It's just so like, why are y'all doing
this?
Just
it's flexing. It's just flexing. Like Dooku's like, what about this? And Yoda's like, well, how about a little this? And then eventually Dooku's just like, you know what? We're pretty even matched on force power. How about swordsmanship?
Let's go save
because Dooku's the class act. He's like, let's handle this like men, or
yeah.
You are.
and ensues again, this is one of those fights where the first time I saw it, I lost my goddamn mind, and I fucking like everyone in the theater was going crazy.
Everyone.
And then I feel like I watched it again, and it didn't like age as well, and I was like, oh, I really like I was like, it was like 10 out of 10 fight scene for me. And then I went back and I was like, this is bad. And then I went back and watched it again, and I was like, oh, this isn't as bad as I thought the second time, but it's not like the best thing ever, but it's not the worst. And then I saw it again, and I was like, it's fine. It's cool. It's fine. There's nothing really totally inherently wrong with it. No. And
you get to see
we finally get to see
Yoda with his awesome lightsaber fighting Yoda as he's like jumping around.
And I thought the way they handled Yoda's fighting is cool. I mean, what else were they supposed to? I mean, what were they going to do?
Yeah.
So that seems pretty cool. And then he's able to.
Dooku escapes with.
Yeah, Dooku escapes. He gets in the ship and he flies off.
And then
Yoda's like, "Fuck you, you stupid bitch! You better run." And then we cut from there to Anakin getting a new arm, right?
Oop. Yeah, it cuts to his hand when they're getting married on Naboo.
Oh, that's right.
Secret marriage.
Secret marriage, and he's got the metal hand.
Yeah, I like his hand. It's like
Yeah, I like his hand too. They're getting married, and then
the movie ends.
Yeah. And that is a movie.
That's a movie. So how would you? I mean, we both kind of.
I think at the end of this whole thing,
know what
we're gonna each like have our ranking. I would imagine.
I like to rank things, but I don't really like to rank Star Wars movies because my opinions changes
all the time.
Every day.
Every viewing.
Yeah. Not even viewing, man. Not even viewing. Every day. Even
every
if I don't
time you just reflect on something, you're like, you know what?
Because they all have pros and cons, and I mean there are some categories that always kind of, and the prequels are.
What if we do this? We rank them by like bad, fine, good, great, amazing. And we just, at the end of the whole thing, we just go through it, or each one, and then at the end we rank them. We redo the ranking.
Well, what do you think would fix this movie?
I mean, really, just a better
direction.
Better direction, better acting with better chemistry with the love interest, and also just
because you know what, the pacing is good.
Pacing's not bad. You have to agree. This movie is, I believe, episode 2 gets too much hate, and I believe that episode 1 doesn't get enough, because I feel like more people
really
bash episode 2 than 1. I hear it all the time. Most rankings I see online, 2 is always dead last.
Well, you know why? Because Jar Jar is annoying, but like we said last time, he did what he was supposed to do. But the love scenes, they didn't do what they were supposed to do. They failed terribly.
But to me, that's the thing, is like that love scene is such a short part of the movie, whereas little Anakin.
It doesn't matter if it's short. It's like it's important. It's like the crux of the character development. It doesn't matter if it's only 15 minutes. It's like a really important 15 minutes.
That's why I would say episode 1 is bad. This movie is fine. Because at least we have a somewhat digestible Anakin throughout this thing, and we don't have to deal with Jar Jar and Anakin, young bad Anakin, and young bad Anakin to me is the worst thing in the entire Star Wars pantheon. I cannot stand that kid. I cannot stand his delivery, and it's just to me that, and he's in the whole movie. He's the whole fucking movie. Like, he's like, so before we meet him, and you even before you don't even have like time to enjoy a movie because you have Jar Jar at the fucking beginning. So it's like they already introduce a bad character, and then they introduce another bad character, and you're with both of those characters through the whole movie, and it's at least 2.
To me, episode 2 is more entertaining, but episode 1 is more interesting. Like, I can honestly glean a lot. It's like episode 1 had more potential because it was the first one, and it had I think the first one had a lot more interesting ideas that you can extrapolate on. But I feel like a lot of those ideas were just kind of like dropped.
Yep.
And episode 2,
I totally agree.
It's a more entertaining movie. It's better made, like hands down.
Yeah.
But it's not as interesting. There's not enough interesting ideas. Like, there's a few interesting ideas with the clone army and like the implications, but they don't go into any of that stuff.
Yeah, they focus more on big bombastic action movie tropes, and then episode 1 tried to make things interesting, like the center of a planet being water. Two sides. Like
episode 1, is a far more interesting movie, but it's definitely the worst.
The rise of like Darth Maul's, really intriguing character that Liam Neeson's being such a weird gray Jedi, and all these different things. I agree that movie had much more potential. I believe episode 1 had more potential than any of the movies in this trilogy.
Any of the Star Wars. Yeah.
Star Wars it could have been one of the coolest movies ever made, but it wasn't, and it was real bad.
but I still enjoy. Me personally, as a movie watcher, I like something that's interesting more than something that's more well put together, but not as interesting.
And the only real thought-provoking stuff we have in the Clone Wars is the stuff with Anakin looking for Kamino and him, all that stuff. That's really why I said
thing that's like, oh wow, because you have this conspiracy with like the archives going missing, and like they could have really like gone into like the Jedi Order corruption and like their arrogance and like their downfall, but they didn't. Mm-mm. And I don't know.
Instead, they just sort of ended. They ended it. They went more safe with this movie because they knew the vitriol that the first movie got. So they just went more safe. They went more just like action, fun. This is more fun to watch because there's lightsabers and there's lasers more often.
It's just math. Okay, it's math. It's
more lasers, more lightsabers. I think next week we're gonna delve into the final episode of the trilogy.
Best of the prequels.
Arguably the best of the prequels. No, it's the best. Still has stuff. I do think some people like I noticed like a lot of people prefer episode 3 over Return of the Jedi, and I was just like, you're wrong. Episode 3.
Return of the Jedi is gonna be a tough one because you like that movie a lot more than me. To me, the best part, the only really great part of Return of the Jedi is that last act. The rest of the movie I could do without.
Yeah. Says the guy that doesn't like speeder bikes. Fucking idiot.
They're called swoops. Okay?
No, they're not called swoop bikes in that. Not speeder bikes. You fucking idiot. You like episode 3 more than 6?
No. I'm just saying.
That's all I needed to hear you say.
But I have my problems with Return of the Jedi, and we'll get to that in about 4 weeks.
Yeah. Well, we'll see y'all next week with our analyzation of episode 3, The Revenge of the Sith. The Revenge of Seth.
Revenge of Seth. Take that, Aaron.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Critical Screen. We will see you next week. I have been the Cardinal, and this is
the B-ball. That's me.
You heard it first here, folks. And you know what? Have a great night. We love you.